Hello everybody, I'm Jen from Evolve All. I'm going to share with you an Antei yoga practice today. Antei means balance in Japanese, and this kind of practice is sort of middle of the road intensity. It's something that should be accessible for most people, and it can bring back some balance to the body, balancing both strength and mobility, flexibility. As well as actually including some good balancing poses for the body. So with that, we'll begin. We'll find ourselves on our mats in an easy seated pose. So cross-legged pose here. And if we can avoid actually crisscrossing at the ankles, that's good. Sort of separate it just a little bit here so we're not leaning on the ankles and cutting off circulation. But find whatever easy seated pose works for you. And we're going to start to ground down through the sit bones here. So the base of the hips, we're going to feel that connection down into the floor, into our mats. And use that connection to anchor and then lift up along the spine. So staying nice and tall. And from here we start to feel the breath move through the body. And close the eyes. Inhaling through the nose, feel the chest expand, the belly fill. Exhale, release the shoulders, soften without slumping through the spine. Inhale and exhale here. Maybe feel free to breathe out through the mouth here, so take a deep breath in through the nose. And on the exhale, release it through the mouth. Feel that exhale soften and relax through the shoulders, the jaw, the face. Inhale, let the belly swell. Exhale, soften and release. Let's take one or two more deep breaths here. Literally trying to let go of everything around us, anything that is not here and now, anything that is not within our bodies and on our mats. With this nice cleansing exhale, we release ourselves from past and future, and we anchor ourselves in the present. And then release control of the breath and just find a moment here, checking in with the body, noticing how we're feeling today, noticing any parts of the body that need a little extra assistance, extra care, or maybe a little extra focus, maybe a little extra work happens somewhere. We'll set our intention for this practice today to move in ways that keep us healthy, keep us moving, keep us able to function and perform at our best possible levels. And we'll open those eyes. Keep that nice soft inward gaze. We'll take the arms to our sides here. Inhale, sweep them wide, reach tall through the hands, the fingertips, the gaze. Exhale, bring the hands down to heart center. Get nice and tall through the top of the spine and hinge forward. Just a little bit at the hips here. Keep the spine long, the chest broad. Inhale, reaching tall once again. Arms, hands, gaze, go up, overhead. Exhale, sweep the hands behind. Up on the fingertips here, we squeeze the shoulder blades together, press the floor away, lift the heart. Gently release back to neutral, nice big roll through the shoulders. And inhaling, sweep the arms wide. This time interlace the hands, press tall, opening the heart. And exhale, the hands come back to our sides. Inhale, sweep them wide, reach tall here. Exhale, hands to heart center, belly button pulls in, lengthen through the top of the head as we hinge forward. Just checking out the flexibility, the mobility in our low back and outer hips. Inhale, rising here. Deep breath in, fill the belly. Exhale, hands behind. I'm going to turn sideways so you can see me here. Fingertips behind here, spine tall. Squeeze between the shoulder blades, open the chest. Lift the heart, the gaze up just a touch. And release back down. Rolling shoulders once again. Inhale, sweeping wide. Exhale, hands to heart center. Lengthen through the top of the head, hinge at the hips. Again, keeping that spine long, chest broad, maybe coming down to forearms. Find that extension here in the spine. Keep that neck in neutral. And then maybe just rock side to side here. Gently stretching out low back, outer hips. We'll come back to center here. On the next exhale, bring the chin to the chest. Inhale, bring the gaze forward and up. Exhaling, chin to chest. Forward and up. One more time. Just stretching out the neck in this forward fold position helps keep any extra compression out of the neck here. Lengthen through the top of the head, pull the shoulders back away from the ears, walking hands back towards the body. Last time, hands behind. This time we can come down to palms, fingertips facing the glutes. Press the floor away once again, lift through the heart, lifting up and out of the hip points. Opening the chest. Take a deep breath into the belly. And exhale, release, roll through the fingers if that feels good. And come back to center. Another big roll through the shoulders here, up to the ears, down and back. We'll take the hands to our sides here. Kind of anchor down onto our mats with the fingertips. And then we're going to reach tall through the right hand. Anchor down through that right hip. Get as tall as you can. And then stay grounded through the hips as we arch to the side. The gaze is up towards the upward arm. That helps keep the neck moving as well. Flowing with the breath. So we're inhaling up to center. Lengthen and exhale. A little lateral flexion here, coming to the side. Again, try to stay grounded through the hips. Nice and level here. Feel that stretch in the obliques. The side of the body just above the waist. One more to each side. And back to center. One more time, hands sweep behind. We can go down to palms once again. Lift the heart, open the chest. Squeeze between the shoulder blades here. And then roll through the hands, come back to neutral. Rolling shoulders here. Another big roll up to the ears together, back and down. One more time. Great. We'll pull those knees up here, coming over into all fours. Stacking up our joints here, we have our wrists under the shoulders, knees under the hips, fingers spread wide. So we find good alignment here to keep our joints safe. And think about really spreading out those hands. Try to spread the load to the far edges of the hands rather than keeping it in the wrists here. And we'll press the floor away, find a nice strong all fours here. On the next inhale, drop the belly, lifting head and tailbone. Exhale, press the floor away, rounding up to cat. Flowing with the breath, cat-cow here. Inhale, open the heart. Exhale, broaden and open the back. Flowing forward and back here. If you're feeling stressed, who isn't? Feel free to really exhale through the mouth. There's something very therapeutic about a nice big sigh. One more here, cat-cow. Gently back to neutral. We'll sit back towards the hips, lengthen through the arms here, coming to a nice extended child's pose. Fingertips spread wide. And inhale, fill the lungs, fill the back of the body here. Exhale, we're going to walk the hands to the left, staying nice and low, and press the hips away to the right. Inhale, come back to center. Exhale, we're going to walk hands right, pressing hips left. Inhaling center, flowing side to side here. Exhale. Really accentuate that press away with the hips in the opposite direction. That's where we get the nice big extension of the stretch. And back to center here. Lengthen forward through the fingertips once again. Nice active arms. Engage through the shoulders here. Pull those shoulders into their sockets. Nice and strong. Fingers spread wide. Another deep breath in, expanding through the back of the body. And on the exhale, shift the weight forward. Come forward here, finding our kneeling plank. Adjust the hands so that the wrists are directly under the shoulders. And we drop hips, tucking tailbone under, engaging through the core. Press the floor away, lengthen out through the top of the head. Find a nice strong kneeling plank here. Really engaging, working as if we're tucking the front of the pelvis up towards the front of the rib cage. On the next exhale, gently extending back, lengthening. Inhale, shift forward once again. Keep those hands in the right position, wrists directly under shoulders. Exhaling back, flowing forward and back a few times here, warming up the spine, warming up the core and the shoulders. One more time, flowing forward and back. And then we're going to add on a tiny little push-up here. A nice little yoga push-up. Elbows stay hugged in tight, and we lower halfway down. Try not to let those shoulders creep up by the ears. Inhale, press the floor away. Exhaling back. Inhale, forward. Exhale, lowering. Inhale, press. Exhaling back. One more here. And we're going to add on again. We're going to move this into a modified chaturanga flow. So we inhale forward, stay nice and strong through the core. Exhale, lowering all the way to the ground. Try to have the chest touch down first, then the belly. Roll the shoulders down and back. Reach back through the toes here. Lengthen through the top of the head. Lift the heart. Now we're doing baby cobra without pressing into the hands. We're using the strength of the back to lift us. On the next exhale, release back down. Engage through the belly. Pull the belly button up. Press the floor away. Exhaling back to child's pose. Inhaling forward. Exhale, we lower down. Inhale, lengthen, lift. Nice and strong through the belly. Exhale down. Engage the core. Press into hands and knees. Exhaling back one more time through our modified chaturanga flow. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, lift, lengthen. Exhale, release. Press. And back. Deep breath in here. Feel the back of the body expand. Exhale, soften everything towards the floor. Again, deep breath in and out. And we'll walk those hands back towards the body and come all the way up to high kneeling. So think about this as kneeling mountain pose. Shoulders over hips, over knees. Nice and tall through the crown of the head. Chin retracted just a little bit here. Find the breath. Inhale, sweep the arms wide. Exhale, hands to the low back. Fists on either side of the sacrum here. We're going to tuck tailbone under, engaging low belly and glutes. That way we're not going to drop into the low back as we lift the heart, pressing forward with the hips into a modified camel. Keep a little tuck in the chin, protecting the back of the neck. Draw elbows and shoulder blades together behind. One more breath in and out. And then inhale, gently back to neutral. Drop the hips down to tap the heels, come right back up, squeeze the glutes, punch the hips forward. Just a couple kneeling squats here. Inhale and exhale. Inhale, exhale. Nice strong squeeze at the top into the glutes here. Kind of restabilizing the SI joint area. One more. And back to neutral, shake it out. We're going to step forward with the right foot. Right angles at the ankle, knee, and hip. We tuck the back toes, pressing into the back foot, rising up here, finding our high lunge. Inhale, sweep the arms wide. Exhale, sweep them down, framing that front foot. Lengthening out here into our supported high lunge. And if you happen to have blocks handy, now might be a good time. I do not have my blocks. Hands stacked here on either side of the feet. Plant the left hand under the left shoulder. Inhale, twist to the right. Open the heart. Wiggle the fingers. The gaze is up. Pull that right shoulder back. Nice and broad through the chest. And we're going to flow the back knee down and up. Right hand sweeps back to the mat. Stepping forward to the top of the mat. We reverse swan dive up. Soft knees coming nice and tall. Exhale, chair pose. Circle the arms. Hips go back. Belly button pulls in. Inhaling, lift. Exhale, swan dive down. And the right foot takes a big step back. Take a moment, stabilize here in our high lunge. Supported with the hands, maybe blocks, maybe to the floor. Planting the right hand, inhale, twist to the left. Open the heart, reach tall, wiggle the fingers. The gaze is up. We're going to flow the back knee down and up. And the left hand sweeps down, stepping to the top. Hips back, reverse swan dive up. Exhaling, chair. Inhale, lift. Swan dive down. Left foot steps back. Twist to the right. Flowing the knee. Right hand down, stepping to the top. Reverse. And chair. Inhale. And exhale. Right foot back. Twist left. Flow the knee. Exhale down, stepping up. Reverse. And chair. Inhaling up. One more time on each side. Swan dive down. Left foot back. Twist right. Flowing the knee. Right hand down, stepping to the top. All the way. Inhale. Exhale. Right foot back. Twisting left. Flow the knee. Left hand down, stepping up. Reverse. And chair. Inhaling, lift. Swan dive down. Take a breath or two here and forward fold. Letting the top of the head be heavy. On the next inhale, gently walk the hands halfway up the body, lengthening out through the top of the head. Pull the shoulders back away from the ears. Find the breath here. We're not really pressing into the hands. We're using the strength of the back here to hold us up. One more deep breath in, exhaling, forward fold. Soft knees, reverse swan dive up. Exhale, chair. Inhale, lift. A few rounds of chair flow here, swan dive down. Half lift, lengthen. Exhaling, forward fold. Reverse swan dive up. Exhale, chair. Again, following the breath. One more time through. Half lift, lengthen. Forward fold. Reverse up. And chair. Holding our last chair pose here, bringing hands to heart center. Pull the belly button in. Make sure the knees are staying stacked over the feet. We lengthen out through the top of the head, back through the hips. Back through the tailbone. Keep the chest lifted. Gaze forward. Belly button pulled in. Breathing here. One more. On the next inhale, lift the hips. Exhale, hands, head, and heart come towards the floor. And we gently come back down to knees. And sit back to child's pose here. Inhale, feel the back of the body expand. Exhale, get nice and heavy. Inhale and exhale. One more. Lengthening forward through the fingertips once again. Active arms. Broad hands here. On the next inhale, shift the weight forward. Find that kneeling plank, tuck the toes, lift the knees. Full plank here, tailbone tucked under. Again, we're pulling the base of the pelvis up towards the base of the ribs in the front here. So really activate that core. Keep that low back nice and long and press the floor away through the arms. Inhale. On the next exhale, hips go up and back, finding our down dog here. Pedaling our feet. Stretching down the backs of the legs. This is not my yoga mat, so I am slipping. This is not my good non-stick yoga mat. On the next inhale, shift the weight forward, come back to our plank, dropping to the knees. Exhale, untuck the toes, hips go back. Let's roll the wrists, open and close the fists, and then inch those hands forward once again, palms spread wide. Inhale, fill the back of the body. Exhale. On the next inhale, shift the weight forward, finding our kneeling plank once again, toes tuck under. Now you can stay down here in kneeling plank, working pecs, working core, or up the intensity just a little bit, tuck the toes, lift the knees. Try not to sag through the hips here. Keep those hips lifted. No mountains, no valleys. Press the floor away. On the next exhale, hips go up and back. Pedaling feet once again. And then we're going to turn the gaze forward, take a big step forward with the right foot. Finding our supported high lunge once again here. Back heel stacked over that back foot. Plant the left hand. Inhale, twist to the right. Flow that back knee down and up one more time. Sweep the right hand down, step to the top. Hips back, reverse swan dive up, reach tall. Exhale, chair. Inhaling up, swan dive down. Right foot steps back, left foot steps back. Hips go up and back, down dog. Pedaling feet once again. Trying to keep the ears directly here between the biceps. Nice and strong and stable through the shoulders. Inhale forward, find our plank. And exhale, hips go up and back. We're going to take that left foot, step forward here between the hands. Find our supported high lunge. Inhale, twist to the left. Flow that back knee. Left hand down, step to the top, reverse swan dive up. Exhaling, chair. Inhale. And swan dive down. Half lift, lengthen. Forward fold. Reverse up and chair. Flow with the breath. Inhale, exhale. Half lift. Forward fold. Reverse and chair. One more here. Inhaling up. Exhale, we're going to bring hands to heart center. Pull the belly button in here. Drop shoulders down away from the ears. Keep that chest nice and broad. Relaxing through the face. Relax through the jaw. Find a nice strong mountain pose here. Again, inhale, sweep the arms wide. Exhale, hands come to heart center. Rooting down through the feet here, thinking about rooting down through all four corners of the feet. One more breath here, circle the arms wide. Exhale down, rooting down through that left foot. We're going to begin to peel the right foot off the floor. So, make sure I'm still on the screen. We're going to stay nice and tall through that standing hip. Don't lose any height. Let that right foot start to peel off the floor. Coming up to one-legged mountain here. Working a little hip flexor and lots of muscles stabilizing through the left ankle, knee, hip, and core. Remember, we do not need to clench the jaw. The face can be soft. Does help a little bit to flex that lifted foot. That reminds us to engage through the leg and the core here. One more breath here. Try to keep the arch lifted of that standing foot. On the next exhale, right foot comes back to the floor. Rebalance the weight, inhaling up. Exhale, hands come down back to heart center. Inhale, sweep the arms. Exhale, heart center, rooting down through both feet again. One more time. Hands come to heart center. Pull the belly button in, stabilize, and the left foot begins to peel off the floor. Move slowly here. Try not to kick out the right hip. Stay tall. Maybe flexing that left foot as you lift it up. Stay lifted through the arch of the right foot. Relax shoulders and jaw. Find that balance. Balance is always a work in progress. On the next exhale, gently bring that foot back to the floor, rebalance the weight. Inhaling up. Exhale, hands to heart center. We're going to peel the right foot once again. Now you can hold here, working your balance in one-legged mountain. Or we're going to soften the standing knee. Start to hinge here. I think I'm going to go out of the screen. I'm going to come to the middle of my mat. Hinge here. Begin to extend the back leg. Bring the top of the head forward, moving towards warrior three. Lengthening through the whole body, out through the right heel, out through the top of the head. Shoulders pulled back away from ears. Finding the balance here. Try to keep that arch lifted on that left foot. When you're ready, soften that standing knee. Bring the knee all the way back up in front. See if you can make it all the way back to one-legged mountain. And the right foot comes back to the floor. Inhale, sweep those arms wide. Exhale, hands to heart center. And the left foot begins to peel. Keep the arch lifted on that right foot. Move slowly so you can keep an eye on everything. Again, we can hold here or soften the standing knee. Hinge at the hips. Press back through the left foot, out through the top of the head. Finding full extension on the legs without locking out that standing knee. Try to keep hips and shoulders squared to the floor. Continuing to breathe here. When you're ready, soften the knee. Woo. Try to make it all the way back to one-legged mountain. We all wobble. Left foot comes down. Inhaling up. Swan dive down. Inhale, lift, lengthen halfway. Exhale, forward fold. Soft knees, reverse swan dive up. Exhaling, chair. Again, lift and fold. Half lift, forward fold, reverse, and chair. One more time through chair flow. Just a little interlude on those standing poses. Reverse and chair. Inhaling up. Exhale, hands come back to heart center. Let's take a little moment here to take a little circulation break. One of the things that happens when we're doing a lot of standing poses is that we end up clenching in a lot of places that we don't even realize. So let's take a little moment here from Qigong and just start a little shake through the hands, fingers, wrists, elbows, shoulders, and then maybe a little bounce through the knees and the hips. Bring that energy up. Nice deep breaths, making sure we're feeling everything through the tips of the fingers, down through the toes, back down again. One more time, just bring that energy up. Soften things here, come back down. And then let that shake kind of work itself out. We don't want to stop abruptly in that movement. That just adds more clenching. And we'll come back up here, close enough to the tops of our mats. And take another moment here, finding our mountain pose. Checking in with the body once again. Ears stacked over shoulder, over hip, over knee, over ankle. Little softness in all of the curves back and forth through the body, but still lengthening up through the top of the head. When we do that, feel that engagement here in the front of the body. Feel the deep core get engaged. One more breath. And again, we'll begin to move. On the next inhale, sweep the arms. Exhale, hands to heart center. We're going to step back halfway with the right foot, finding our pyramid legs here. Front toes face forward, as does the knee and hip. Back toes can angle out just slightly. It'll depend on our orientation in our hips here. We do want to try to have hips and shoulders squared to the top of the mat. So we're coming into pyramid with the legs. Very important not to lock out the knees. So make sure we've got a little softness here. We can take a little bounce in the knees and not get stuck. So we lengthen up through the top of the head, open the chest, shoulders pulled down. Inhale, sweep the arms wide without lifting those shoulders. Try to keep the shoulders pulled down away from the ears. On the exhale, we're just going to hinge right at the hips. Come halfway down, let the arms sweep to our sides. Lengthen out through the top of the head, reach back through the fingertips. Inhale, sweep arms up. Torso comes back upright. Exhale, halfway down. Keep checking in with those knees. Make sure they're soft. Inhaling up. Exhaling down. One more here. Inhale, lift. Exhale, fold. We're going to keep this half lift pyramid here. Maybe interlace the hands at the low back. Just sure to keep the shoulders out of the way. Reach forward through the top of the head, back through the tailbone. And then actively pull right hip forward, left hip back. It's a subtle movement, but it should increase the stretch down the back of that left leg. Breathing here, soft knees. One more breath in and out. And we'll deep breath in, lengthen through the top of the head. Exhale, let the chest come towards the knee. Release the arms. Let the head be heavy, deepening the stretch. Gently nodding the head here. Letting gravity help find a little release through the neck. Make sure those knees are soft. We're going to walk the hands just a few inches forward. Begin to shift the weight into the left foot. Stay nice and tall through the left hip and begin to lift the right heel. Squeezing that right glute, we let the head go down towards the floor, coming to a standing split or standing L. Breathing here. One more breath. Really squeeze that right glute to lift the right heel. And then soften the standing knee. Let the right foot come back to the floor. Deep knee bend, hips back. Lengthen out through the top of the head. Inhale, reverse swan dive up. Exhale, hands to the low back. Tailbone tucks under, lift the heart. Modified camel. Open the chest. And gently come back to neutral, rolling shoulders. Just a little counter pose there. Inhaling up. Exhale, hands come to heart center. And we'll step back halfway with the left foot. Lengthening forward through both legs right here. Making sure to keep the knees soft. Hips and shoulders squared to the top of the mat. Inhaling up. Exhale, down to our sides. And hinge at the hips. Move slowly here. Stay balanced through the feet. Inhaling up, arms reach tall. Just the arms. Try not to let the shoulders rise. Exhale back to our sides. Inhaling up. Exhale down. One more time here. Inhale, lift. And come to halfway down and hold, bringing those hands maybe to the low back, clasping them gently. Just try to keep that chest broad and the shoulders pulled away from the ears. Reaching out through the top of the head, back through the tailbone. We pull the right hip back, left hip forward, increasing the stretch down the back of that right leg. Check in with the knees, make sure they're soft. One more deep breath in. And exhale, release hands, head, and heart down towards the floor. Gently nod the head here. And shake the head now. Pull that right hip back, left hip forward. And then soften through both knees. Begin to shift the weight into the right foot. Fingertips inch forward just a little bit here. Keeping the toes pointing down on that back foot, we begin to lift the left heel. Squeezing that left glute to lift that left heel as high as we can, letting the torso and the head come down towards the right foot. Stay tall through that right ankle, right knee, right hip. Breathing here. One more breath. Really squeeze the left glute and then soften the standing knee. Both feet come down. Hips back, lengthen through the top of the head. Inhale, reverse swan dive up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale, sweep the arms wide, open the chest. Exhale, heart center. One more time here. Inhaling up. Exhale, hands come to heart center. Take a moment here with hands in Anjali Mudra. Checking in with the body once again. Just noticing how this makes our bodies feel. Inhale, sweeping the arms wide. Exhale, swan dive down. Left knee comes down. Right knee comes down. And we'll sit back here. Just checking the time. And we'll come back to our easy seated pose. For this one, let's switch the cross of the legs. So whichever one we came to automatically, go to the other one. And we'll just notice where we are with that low back. Maybe we'll lift each thigh gently inwardly rotating here. Get the glutes out of the way a little bit so we can sit nice and tall. Pull those shoulders down away from the ears, lengthen up through the top of the head. Find our breath here, and we'll take just a little bit of seated cat-cow. So we're going to inhale, tip the pelvis forward, open the heart, the gaze up, pull the shoulder blades together behind, and then exhale, press back through the heart. Ribs reaching back, chin to chest, tailbone tucks under. Inhale, tip forward. Exhale, back. Again. Inhale and exhale. One more here. Just checking in with the spine, opening up that rib cage in the back. And back to neutral spine, sitting nice and tall. And we're going to take just some rolls here. We're going to start the movement deep here in around the belly button. So we're going to tip the pelvis forward here, just the lower half of the body. And then over the right hip, and then back, and then over the left hip, and forward. Again, right hip, back, left hip, and forward. Now we're really centering the work and the movement down here from the waist down. So anything that happens in the top of the body, just sort of let it happen, but don't force anything up top. Just sort of move. One more time around in that direction, and we'll switch directions. Over the left hip, back, right hip, forward, left, back, exhaling. Inhale, forward. One more time around, exhaling, left, back, inhaling, right hip, forward, back to center here. Check in, notice how it's all feeling. We're going to take the legs out for a nice straddle here. Take a moment, kind of bounce out the knees just a little bit here. Knees and toes pointing straight up. And once again, notice if we're kind of rounding through the low back. Try to tip the pelvis forward. We can do that thing where we lift and inwardly rotate the thighs. Nice and tall through the top of the head. Inhaling here. What we're going to do is we're going to keep the left hand planted on the top of the left leg. We're going to take the right hand in the opposite direction that that leg is pointing here. We're going to inhale, turn towards the right leg here. Reach tall and let the left hand slide down the leg as we flex towards that side, opening up the side body here. Inhale back to center. Let's both arms come rising up. Turn towards the other leg and exhaling. Continue to lengthen out through the top of the head. Inhale and exhale. We'll come back to center. We'll bring those hands behind, bring the feet forward here. We'll be down on our palms, I should say. Press the floor away to lift the heart, squeeze between the shoulder blades. Nice and strong through the shoulders, lifting the heart here. And we're going to point the toes, squeeze the glutes, lift the hips. Come into a reverse plank. Roll back down. Inhale, get nice and tall through the top of the head. Sweep the arms wide. Exhale, hinge at the hips. Inhale, lengthen through the top of the head. Exhale, bring the heart towards the knees. Inhale, exhale, sinking. One more here. On the next inhale, gently come back to neutral. And then we'll place those hands behind once again. Wrists underneath shoulders. And we want to keep that chest lifted. This time we're going to bring the heels a little closer to the glutes. Feet and knees stay hip distance apart. Press the floor away, lift the heart, and then we're going to press into the feet, lift the hips, coming up to tabletop. Opening the front of the body, strengthening the back of the body here. Slowly lower back down. Let the knees drop open. A little cobbler's pose here. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, hinge. Inhale, lengthen out through the top of the head. Exhale, hinge. One more sinking breath here. Slowly rising back up. Bring the knees back together. Feet, knees, thighs, all hip distance apart. Hands behind. Those wrists are directly under the shoulders. Now, when we lift up into tabletop, we want to make sure the knees are stacked roughly over the ankles and those wrists stay stacked underneath the shoulders here. So, press into the feet, lifting here, squeezing the back of the body, press the floor away through the feet and the hands, lifting the whole torso here. Nice big breath, and exhale back down. One more time into cobbler's pose, soles of the feet come together, shift the weight forward, inhale, exhale, hinge, inhale, lengthen through the spine, exhale, soften towards the floor, again, inhale, and exhale. Once we find the edge of our flexibility in that low back and hips, we gently bring the chin to the chest, exhaling. And then inhale, bring the gaze forward and up. Exhale, chin to chest. Inhale, gaze forward and up. One more time, just gently releasing the neck. Bring that head back to neutral. Lengthen out through the top. Gently press into the floor. Coming back up here. We'll bring the knees together here. And gently make our way down onto the floor. Take a moment here. Take a nice full body stretch. Open up the front of the body. Wiggle the fingers and the toes. Open and close the fists. Deep breath in. On the next exhale, bring the right knee into the chest. Sweep the hands behind the thigh. Give it a little hug. Inhale, sweep the arms wide. Nice full body stretch. Exhale, left knee to chest. Little hug here. Inhale. I don't quite have the room to swing my arms here, but if you do that, keep those shoulders and arms heavy on the floor. One more, and then inhaling up. And one at a time, bring the knees into the chest here, holding behind the thighs. When we hold on to the knees, sometimes we pull the knees out of good alignment. So holding onto the backs of the thighs is a good practice. And then take any movements here that feel good, maybe a little rocking side to side. We'll come back to center. Take the arms out to our sides here, palms facing down, sort of anchoring through the backs of the shoulders and the arms. And keeping those knees nice and close into the chest, we're slowly going to drop them towards the right. Move nice and slowly here. Try not to release to gravity yet. Get a nice deep twist through that low back. Keep both shoulders anchored to the floor. Almost down to the bottom, and then slowly come back to center. And we're going to very slowly exhale the knees down to the left. Again, almost but not quite releasing the full way. My back always gets 3 cracks when I go to the left. Inhale back to center. One more time to each side. Trying not to move with momentum and gravity here. Try to have a little control over the muscles, moving gently and slowly enough that we can feel what's happening. We can feel the twist, we can feel the stretch. One more time to the left. And then gently come back to center. We'll take those arms to cactus arms or goalpost arms. So the elbows are bent and the palms face up now. And if this isn't comfortable, if you don't have full rotation through the rotator cuff, through the shoulders here, your hands might be hovering here. If that's the case, take the arms to wherever lets them relax to the floor with the chest broad. So find that for you. And we're going to lengthen out through the left leg. Keep the right knee into the chest here. And we're going to reach up with that left hand, place it on top of the knee, maybe to the outside of that right knee, and we're gently going to roll across. We're going to twist. Bring it down towards the floor. Stay as broad as you can. Maybe take those arms out to the side. Nice deep twist here. Just a little weight in that hand. Maybe even lift and gently rotate the head towards the opposite hand. Breathing here into whatever areas feel tight, whether it's your back or your hip or your neck or your chest. Bring the head back to center first and slowly bring the knee back up. We're going to switch sides. Left knee comes in, right leg lengthens. We'll take the right hand up to the outside of that left knee and maybe take the left hand out to the side. Slowly draw that knee across. Stay long through the right leg. Let that knee come down towards the right side. Don't let that shoulder peel up off the floor though. So you might find that spot where the knee can't go any farther unless the shoulder pulls up, and vice versa. So find that spot and then breathe into the tight spots. Inhale and exhale. Maybe lifting and turning the head away towards the opposite side. So we've got a nice twist from the tailbone all the way up through the neck. Breathe into the spots where you're feeling it. One more deep breath in and out here. We'll bring the head back to center first, and then slowly bring the knee back to center. We'll let the feet come to the floor. Straighten out our spine once again. Moving the hips probably shifted us a little bit. So we'll straighten out the spine.
Take those arms to any position that helps the chest feel nice and broad and the shoulders relaxed. And we're going to walk the feet wide apart here, maybe all the way off the mat. Knees start by pointing up. And then on the next exhale, we're going to let the knees slowly drop to the right. And inhale back to center. Exhale, knees to the left. Inhale, center. Side to side with the breath. We can also add the neck. Let the head turn in the opposite direction of the knees. Inhale, center. Exhale to the other side. As we begin to move here side to side with the breath, start to release any muscles that you do not need to have engaged. Use as few muscles as possible. Start to let the body get nice and heavy. We'll come back to center here, eyes closed if we're comfortable, and take a few breaths. Letting the body be as heavy as possible. Notice if there's any places left in the body that need a little movement, need a little work. Go ahead and take any small little organic movements now, or any other poses that you feel that your body needs to go to. And we'll make our way gently to whatever pose you'd like for Shavasana. I am currently in what's called constructive rest pose. So the knees gently dropped in towards one another so you don't have to hold on to them. You can also come to our traditional Shavasana with the legs long. Using any supports you'd like. You have the added benefit in your house of access to lots of props, so feel free to bolster up the knees, put your knees up on a bunch of pillows here, or legs up the wall. That's a great one for Shavasana. It's a great de-stressing. So demonstrate that one. You just sit the hips as close as you can to the wall or whatever flat surface you got on the side here. And then you let the body come down, you let the legs roll up, and you extend out through the top of the feet. And you can take any pose here that feels good. You can do a little cobbler's pose. You can do all sorts of stuff. You can do cross-legged pose here on the wall. But this one's great for relaxing through the nervous system. This is a gentle inversion here. So play around with your pose for Shavasana. And I'm going to talk you through just a brief progressive relaxation here in Shavasana. So find your position. And then close your eyes and let your body get heavy. We're going to do a gentle body scan here, inhaling and exhaling. We're going to start with our attention down at the tips of our toes, the soles of our feet, and as we bring awareness to each body part, we're going to gently let go. Release control. Relax our bodies here. Our ankles are soft. The heels heavy into the floor or the wall. Shins and calves heavy, soft. Knees are relaxed.
thighs are broad and long, the hips released, space, flow, openness from the torso down into the legs. The belly is soft, relaxed. The breath has lots of space to move deep into the lungs, expanding and softening the belly. The rib cage is broad. Spaces between the ribs gently opening with each inhale and gently releasing with each exhale. Chest is broad, the shoulders heavy, melting like wax in a hot sun. There's lots of space throughout the body. Necks are long, throats wide open, lips gently closed, but the breath moves freely. Our jaws are released, faces serene, and brows are wide. Feel free to stay here in Shavasana for as long as feels good. Knowing that this is when our bodies restore. This is when our bodies heal. This is when our bodies assimilate all the new information we've just brought in. As we move through our days, please keep a glad heart, an open mind, and know that there is plenty of everything. Thank you for joining me today. Have a beautiful day.